Hey guys, SoCal Val here. You are listening to the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast.
Hello and welcome back to another Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast. I'm your host, Adam Cousins, and today, as I have another assistant with me for today as we go through a very special Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast. This one, as Forbidden Door is right round the corner for AEW and New Japan. We thought we'd do it differently today. We are going to book a WWE AEW Forbidden Door. Now, of course, I'm one of the WWE guys. I couldn't book an AEW pay-per-view without my quarter of the trio and my dynamite man, Dave, DMD. Hi, Dave. How we going?
Yeah, man. Really good. Really good. Excited. This was difficult, mate. This was difficult putting this card together.
Initially, guys, I said to Dave, 6 matches, 4 on the main show, 2 on the pre-show. And Dave messages me and said, I've got 14 matches. So I said, okay. And he goes, it's over 2 nights. I was like, okay, we'll run with yours over 2 nights and we'll run with mine over a night. So basically what we've done, we fantasy booked some WWE and AEW stuff as we know it's going to happen. We know in about a week's time, there's a Forbidden Door pay-per-view, but we decided to do it this way for us for WWE. There's been some great matches from Forbidden Door already announced, but we won't go into that. We'll just go straight into our card. As I've got less matches, Dave, I'm going to run through my card first.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can take over your 2 nights. So
people will fall asleep about halfway through my card, mate. So definitely do yours first.
Definitely do my first. Keep the crowd infused. Right. So on my pre-show, I've got 2 matches. The first one I'm going to go with is the Battle of the Monsters, and it would feature Wardlow versus Braun Strowman from the WWE. I've got Wardlow going over on that just because he's hot at the minute. He would continue that streak. I don't know if he could powerbomb Braun Strowman, but ideally he would win it with the powerbomb symphony. So that's my opener. I think that would get the crowd going a little bit anyway. Now, the second match on the pre-show, I had to drop it to the pre-show, and I was gutted, but I had to. It's Hangman Adam Page versus Shinsuke Nakamura. I think that would be... I'd like to give that more time, really, to be honest with you. I think that would be a hell of an encounter. I do have Page going over on that with a buckshot lariat. Again, Shinsuke's booking in WWE has been questionable. So it's hard for me to not book. It's hard for me to book Nakamura going over when I know he's only just come back in a storyline sense, but I feel as if the booking overall has been quite poor. So I'm going by how they've been booked currently, or how they have been booked, rather than who I would like to win. So I think that's a fair way of doing it, really, rather than just my preference would be WWE clean sweep, but it's not going to happen in real life. So and again, that would be bias as well. So now that's my 2 pre-show matches. I'm starting off an AEW pay-per-view with what do you think I would start it off with?
Orange?
Yeah. That's
yes,
the man.
exactly the same.
20-man battle royal.
Okay.
He's got Carmelo Hayes from NXT. He's got Mustafa Ali, Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, that Japanese guy that you're going to pronounce for me.
Takeshita.
Thank you. Omos, Austin Theory, Johnny Gargano, Keith Lee, Big Bill, Swerve Strickland, The Miz, Jungle Boy Jack Perry, Darby Allin, Bronson Reed, Colt Cabana, Corbin, and finally the returning Bray Wyatt as the Fiend. But as usual with Orange, he's winning it.
Yeah, man.
So I don't.
He finds a way.
He'll find a way. That's why I've done it. I know I've gone for a clean sweep at the moment of AEW. It does change, so don't worry. The next match I've got on my card is a Legends tag team match. So it involves Edge and Rey Mysterio, and they would go against Chris Jericho and Christian. So it kind of brings back some of the old school WWE stuff, mid-2000s on that. That I do have Edge and Rey going over, quite frankly, because it's Edge, and I'm going to be biased on that. I've got my first women's match next, which was Rhea Ripley and Jamie Hayter.
Can I just ask, is Edge pinning Christian?
No.
Oh, it's pinning Rey.
So it's going to be a 6-1-9.
Sorry, he's with Rey. He's against Jericho.
He's going to pin Jericho. Yeah,
Cool,
Rey Mysterio's going to do the 619, and Edge is going to spear Jericho.
Cool.
Can't have Christian getting pinned, unfortunately. Yeah, Rhea and Jamie Hayter was my first women's match. And again, I have to go with Rhea just because of how strongly she's been booked at the moment. Super strong. She, I can't not pick Rhea on that one. I then have, it's going to be on the mid card. It'd be interesting, like sort of, I would say like halfway, top of the next hour or top of an hour of sorts. It would be MJF and Cody Rhodes.
Mid.
Yeah, mid. Yeah. Reigniting their feud. But I've got Cody going over on this one because MJF done him in the first one. I think he stopped Cody from ever going for the title, I think, in AEW.
I was him a win then.
Yeah, so Cody gets the opportunity for that. The next match is the match that I would probably give the most time to, if I'm pretty honest with you. It's the Ring General Gunther against Bryan Danielson. And I would just sit back, relax, and watch that match. They could have 3 hours of match for all I care. I was tempted for an Iron Man, but I just haven't got the time on the show.
I put that match together as well. I changed it in the end, but I thought that would be a phenomenal match. Yeah. Love to see that.
Yeah, me too. And I've got Gunther going over on Danielson. Just because Danielson has done a few jobs in AEW already, and I just think I can't look past Gunther in terms of him.
Well, Bryan Danielson's at that point in his career where he's building the next generation, isn't he? And he's highlighting them. So I think giving Gunther the win there is the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm. So before I say a triple main event, but that's not even a triple main event. I've got a couple more matches yet. But the next one I've got Bullet Club Battle. It's Finn Balor and AJ Styles against Juice and Jay.
Cool.
And I've got Finn and AJ going over just because they'll get the pin on Juice, but not Jay.
Yeah.
Jay will stay strong. Juice will get the cover. Juice will get pinned. I then move to one of my big main event cards is CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. I think them two together, they had a little bit of a to-do before in WWE. I think when Seth was in the Shield.
Have you heard about what Rollins said recently when he was asked about Punk?
Yes.
Oh, that was spiky.
Yeah. It was a little bit spiky, indeed it was. I've got Punk going over. No reason other than it's CM Punk, and I think that CM Punk should go over against Seth Rollins, if I'm being honest. My last women's match on the card is Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair. I couldn't pick a winner on that, so I put double count out. Really shit. But I couldn't.
So is that one each then?
What's that?
One each, one for AEW, one for WWE. If it's
one each. My semi-main event, and I'll probably position this below Jade and Bianca just because I think the crowd will go absolutely nuts for this, is a fatal four-way ladder match to determine who the best tag team in the world is. Now, one of the teams on there, it's more so for nostalgia than anything else, but I've got FTR versus the Young Bucks versus the Usos versus the Hardys.
Okay.
There'll be a lot of spots in that, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
I've got FTR winning it. Because I think they are the best tag team in the world.
That toy is it? It's 6-6 the minute.
Yeah. Well, my main event is Roman Reigns versus Kenny Omega.
So it's all on this one then.
Yeah, well, you know where I've gone for that. Yeah, that's the one. I had to. Roman's just been booked crazily over. He is the tribal chief. He's champion for Christ knows how long. No, it's WWE deciding that, but for me, Roman would go over on Kenny. That is my card. I know WWE wins 7-6, isn't it, or something like that, or 6-5, or 6.
7-6, mate. Yeah, 7-6.
13 matches, did I? Yeah.
Yes, 7-6.
Well, there you go. At least we have a definitive winner anyway. Now, Dave, you have got a 2-night card booked for this.
A 2-night super card.
Go nuts.
So I didn't pick any winners. but we can do that as we go. If you
Okay.
like, if you want to keep tabs, I'll pick the winner.
Mhm.
So night one, we've got to start the show, even though it's the pre-show. I thought a similar thing with Orange. So Orange is starting the overall show, albeit on the pre-show, and he's facing Austin Theory one-on-one.
Cool.
And in the second match of the pre-show, I've got Bullet Club Gold, so Juice and Jay taking on DIY, Gargano, and Ciampa.
Oh, okay. Nice.
All right, so in those two matches, Orange is winning the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And in the second one, I am going to go with DIY.
Oh,
Pig and Juice. Similar thoughts to you. Don't want to kind of don't want a Jay to pick up a loss really. And we'll put Juice. Juice can stay at the lights. And first night of the proper card, night one. So I've gone with a fatal four-way to kick things off between Hangman, Randy Orton, Riddle, and Swerve Strickland. So looking at that, I would probably go Hangman for that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going Hangman.
Can't even put Randy Orton.
Yeah, you forgot about him. I mean, I'm gutted that I didn't do the Battle Royal thing, which you've done, because I could have kept it to one night then, I think. But right, match two, night one, I've gone for Gunther against Roosh.
Okay.
I think that would be an absolute barn burner. I think they would absolutely beat the holy hell out of each other.
Yeah.
And it's somebody that could stand up to Roosh, similar to WrestleMania when you had Sheamus and Drew.
Yeah.
But I've gone for a one-on-one match. And I'm putting Gunther over in that. So Gunther wins.
Mm-hmm.
Match three, I have gone for a little bit of a personal. I don't know. It's one for me. This is like it would mean a lot to me. It'd be a great match. I'm sure everyone would enjoy it. I love Pete Dunne. Met Pete Dunne, as I've mentioned earlier on this podcast. I think he's got a tremendous career. I really hope that he drops Butch soon, which is the rumor.
Yeah,
I think he just needs to be Pete Dunne, the bruiserweight. You can keep him with the Brawling Brutes temporarily. He's a star, and I would love him to showcase his ability against Bryan Danielson. So I've gone for a one-on-one match, those two, and I'm giving Pete the win as well.
Wow. Okay. Big win there, Pete Dunne.
Next match, I'm going for Elimination Chamber.
Okay.
Tag team match.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So two tag teams start in tornado style in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Both team members have got to be eliminated. And in the pods that have been made a bit bigger in the four corners are the four teams. So I didn't pick an order how we start in. No. But I do know my winner in this. So I've gone for FTR versus KO and Sammy versus Aussie Open versus the Street Profits versus the Lucha Brothers versus Edge and Christian.
Oh, so you put two together on that one?
Put them together. Yeah,
I forgot fucking Aussie Open because the other one's injured.
Yeah.
I couldn't put them on, but Edge and Chris, how are you going to reunite them two?
I don't know.
Is it one of them things where, like, because they're doing the crossover, like one of them hasn't got a partner, and then the other one just,
Yeah, I just thought that they're under the one roof, so it would be an opportunity to do something like that. I know Dax and Cash have spoke about their dream matches to face Edge and Christian.
Yeah.
So I'd possibly do something in the build where perhaps Christian is a baby face and FTR a heel, and they're kind of beating down on Christian and Edge. I don't know. Edge makes the save in the lead up to the pay-per-view, perhaps. And they reunite for one night only, and FTR win. Edge and Christian aren't successful in that. I don't think they would be. Similar to Danielson, I think they'd be putting over a younger team.
Can you imagine the pop, though?
Oh, it'd be mint. It'd be absolutely mint. Whether you bought Gangrel out as well. So we finally got that Brood entrance.
Yeah, well, it's your show. So if you want it, it happens.
Oh, I'd do it, man. I'd do it. Yeah, I'm still a little bit disappointed that we didn't get it at Mania.
Oh, you've got it now. It's happening on your Forbidden Door.
Okay, the Brood then. The sixth place in the pod. Next match, I've gone for another one-on-one match. Pac versus Ricochet with Braun.
Now that would be awesome. And again, Pac being injured, got about him.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to use Osprey because he's not signed.
Not signed.
Aussie
No.
Open are Ospreys, and I know Ricochet and Osprey had an absolute screamer of a match. If you like that type of thing, very kind of high flying choreographed. So I've gone for Pac and Ricochet. I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Again, Braun is coming out with Ricochet because I haven't got him on the card. I forgot about Wardlow altogether, which I mean, that is kind of telling, really, isn't it? If I forgot about him, it's a kind of a reflection of his booking.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to my first women's match.
Who's winning that?
Pac. The
Okay.
bastard. Yep. Then on to my match, my fatal four-way match again. So we've had a men's fatal four-way to open the show. We've got a ladies fatal four-way now, and it's going to be Jade versus Charlotte versus Jamie Hayter versus Becky.
Cool.
And Charlotte Flair wins that for me.
See, I nearly put I couldn't put the 4 horsewomen together because Mercedes hasn't signed.
Yeah,
so
of course.
I could have done a nostalgia. I know you said about Osprey. I could have done a nostalgia thing and bunged them together and brought Mercedes back for one night to do something like that. But I had to leave them off the card because I didn't think bringing Mercedes in would be realistic. But as you say, even with Will Ospreay, it could have happened. So
yeah, it's not beyond the realms of possibility. And that these kind of cards, as much as we don't think WWE could ever work with AEW, we never thought that New Japan would. We never thought the Forbidden Door would be open in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So, as we spoke about before, exciting time to be a wrestling fan.
A little bit before Money in the Bank, not about a week or two before Money in the Bank, Will Ospreay and Seth have been having a bit of a to-do on Twitter.
Mm.
I don't know. It's one of them things where you just think if Seth does an open challenge, you kind of get a little bit excited.
Yeah, I'm sure Seth would absolutely love that match. I'm sure that's something, and Ospreay definitely one of his dream matches.
He said he lives 20 minutes from the O2, and then Seth went bruv, and Ospreay went what bruv?
Yeah, good like that. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. Well, you'll be there to see it either way. I'm hopefully going to be there to see it. We'll see if I can get a ticket in the last week. And my main event of night one is Kenny Omega versus Cody Rhodes.
Oh, okay. You've gone for the battle of the old guard, so to speak.
Yes, yeah, and you probably won't be surprised that Kenny's going over in this one. Yeah, I've got no idea of the score so far. I've totally lost track. So
I've got 9. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I had 9.
Yeah, I'm in the score. I don't know.
5-4 AEW. Sorry,
5-4 AEW. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so on to night 2, and to kick off night 2, we're going to have Drew, Sheamus, and Ridge Holland. So I know they're not strictly speaking the Brawling Brutes, but I wanted Pete to have his own showcase match.
Brawling Brutes.
Yeah. We've gone for that trio against JAS, and that would be Jericho, that would be Garcia, and that would be Sammy Guevara.
See, I forgot Sammy Guevara as well.
Yeah, it was looking like, I mean, if I was doing a one match card, all of the JAS were going to miss out.
So he could be a mystery entrant in my Rumble. I'll take somebody else.
Yeah. So I've gone for that, another trios match.
Who wins that?
Oh, I'm going to go with Drew, Sheamus, and Ridge for that one.
Okay.
Second match on the pre-show for night 2, the House of Black are going to face the OC.
I got that.
So,
as well. Yeah.
OC, you've Gallows, Anderson, and AJ.
Mm-hmm. Please tell me the House of Black are going over on that.
Yes, mate. Yeah. The House of Black are unbeatable in my view at the minute. So in the whole of wrestling. So
as well.
So I mean, I just couldn't leave anybody off, man. And then I was thinking, I was too AEW heavy in terms of who I had, but then I'd be thinking about people in WWE as well that would be popping up and thinking about who would have a good match with who. Yeah. So I mean, AJ in the ring with Buddy Matthews, I think that'd be great. So
would be.
So that's the pre-show, and to kick off night 2, I've gone with MJF versus The Miz.
Oh, is that because of the Punk promo?
1-on-1, yeah. I think that'd be interesting. I mean, I struggled with MJF because his best matches seem to come from a feud, a good story. Like we criticised the build to the Fatal 4-Way a bit, and it was a great match.
Yeah.
But I think, like the Punk matches and the Cody matches, I think they've been some of MJ and the Danielson match.
Yeah.
So, but I've gone with that, and I'm going with MJF to win.
Oh, you'd have to win that. You'd have to.
Then we've got a mixed tag match or a mixed 4-way tag match, and where I am reunited the Undisputed Era. I'm going Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong, teaming with Britt Baker. And they're going to take on the Judgment Day of Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, and Rhea Ripley.
Ooh.
I'm going with the Judgment Day to win that one. I would like them. I know you're the WWE guy here at the two of us, but I would love the Judgment Day to be booked even stronger. I know they had a bit of a run when I think since Dominic joined and since they've been more featured, I think they've pretty much, but Finn Balor always seems to lose. But I think Damian Priest is a future champion. I would love to see him. Yeah, I'm glad you agree because, I watched Backlash and I thought his performance against Bad Bunny, even in defeat, was fantastic. So
yeah,
that's that one. Then we're on to a couple of beasts. So I forgot about Wardlow, but I'm bringing out Lance Archer for the night.
Nice.
He's going to go one-on-one with Brock Lesnar.
Oh, shit. God, Lesnar.
Yeah. Mate, this is I've been thinking about this constantly for the past 24 hours, mate. I've been booking this, so I've tried to not forget anybody, but I have forgot Jungle Boy and I forgot Wardlow.
Do you know what I would have had? I'd have had Lesnar come out and destroy like the Dark Order or something. Just for shits and giggles.
Yeah,
That's going to be amazing.
Yeah, I haven't got anyone from the Dark Order, and so that would be pretty cool.
I'll just have that segment.
Or even if Archer carries one of the Dark Order out and lamps him, and then Lesnar comes and he's got one as well. One's got Johnny Hungy and one's got John Silver. Oh, yes, John Silver.
Yeah.
Okay, and Brock Lesnar's winning that one.
But yeah, I think that's a fair way. Via the F5, I take it. And about 68 suplexes.
Yeah. I think that'd be a good match.
Oh, mate, I can't believe I forgot Lesnar. I'm absolutely shocking. Oh, mate.
Well, I did toy with Brock Lesnar MJF. I thought that'd be a bit different.
I toyed with bringing the Undertaker out of retirement.
Yeah. Well, I thought that Undertaker and Sting, perhaps, to finally get that match.
Oh my God! Oh,
yes. You want to do this again, mate? Start again.
Book of Forbidden Door 2 tomorrow.
Yeah. So on to a tag match now, straight tag match. Young Bucks versus the Usos. That's a match that everybody wants to see.
Yeah.
Oh, it's very, very difficult to split this one. So I don't know whether to sit on the fence and go with a double count out like you did.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm going Young Bucks. I'm going Young Bucks. I'm going to do Young Bucks. Yeah, I'm going the Bucks. Yeah, that's a difficult one. That's probably the one I've struggled with the most to pick a winner. They're so evenly matched in so many ways. But yeah, go with the Bucks on that one. Darby Allin with Sting against Rey Mysterio. That was just one that I just couldn't. I wanted to get those two guys on the card somehow.
Yeah.
So that would have been the match that I'd have dropped. If you'd have told me tonight I've got to lose a few matches, that was the one I would have dropped. But I'm going with Ray for that one.
Ray?
Yeah, I'm going for Ray.
Okay.
He's just had he's a Hall of Famer. He's had a Hall of Fame career, and I know about putting younger talent over, but I don't think Darby would be too damaged or affected with a loss to Rey Mysterio, given the career he's had.
No.
So I'm going Ray. And then I'm going Punk, one-on-one with John Cena.
Oh, you're bringing Cena back?
I am, in a rematch from all those years ago now. Yeah, so I think there's a good story that could be retold there. We could pick that up where we left off. Cena, obviously, at WrestleMania, he had the match against Theory, and he says that's kind of his level now. That's where he would be used for. But I think a match with Punk is something that he could get through because Punk's, style, he's a bit older now as well. So I would go with Punk for the win. I feel Yeah, I am. I'm going to go with Punk. I'm going to go with Punk. And no, I'm not. I'm going with Cena. I'm changing my mind. I'm going with John Cena. Because Punk won the match at Money in the Bank. And I know they've probably had other matches around that time, but I would say these are the two big matches. And then that might lead on to a final rubber match in Hell in a Cell or something like that down the line. So, yeah, Cena's going to win on night 2 of my Forbidden Door. Oh no, it's my main event, isn't it?
Main event
time. So I have gone for a triple threat for the world title. I've gone Roman versus Mox versus Seth.
Oh, so
Shield triple threat match.
I was toying with that.
Yeah,
I was toying with it, but full bear of it.
The winner, much like yourself, I'll chuck my one up and I'll acknowledge the tribal chief, and I accept he's probably the biggest star in wrestling at the minute. So yeah, that would be my card. So it was a long one.
You put WWE 10-8 over.
Have I? See, I'm fair.
Get some of those matches changed.
See, I'm fair. I'm impartial, even though I am a big AEW fan. I've liked WWE all my life. In recent years, it has been more AEW that gets me going a bit more. But yeah. If it's 10-8 to WWE, so be it. It
is. But 2 very interesting cards for sure. I'm going to have to go and jump out the window that I forgot Lesnar and Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Because Randy's been out for so long, and I don't know why I didn't think of Brock Lesnar. I must have. I suppose part-time thing. He's not on. I know he's only just gone off TV for a while, but it's one of those things where I just forgot all about him when I'm trying to.
Yeah.
So I'll have a segment with Lesnar. Like I said, he can beat up the Dark Order or something like that.
Yeah.
Give about 7 F5s. But Sting and Taker would have been a good one.
Yeah, I thought about that. I thought about doing the whole show as kind of Survivor Series matches.
Or 5-on-5 elimination.
You
know what you could have done?
Go on.
Use the WCW lethal lottery rule where they draw it out of a hat. So you could have had AEW guys teaming with WWE guys against another set of AEW guys and WWE guys.
Yeah. There's a lot of fun to be had with this type of thing, the fantasy booking. I think we'd love to, anybody watching this video, we'd love to hear some of your matches. So particularly if it's any different, if you've got any different matches or, we'd love to hear them.
Yeah. Would you change any of the outcomes? What was your Forbidden Door card would be if you had a chance to book it? I mean, there's so many things here that anyone can do at home. So we encourage you in either the chat on Twitter, either on YouTube, put your comments on your Forbidden Door cards, DM us or put it on Twitter. Just do whatever you want. Tell us on Instagram, anything like that. Just tell us how you would book your WWE AEW Forbidden Door card, and try to be as unbiased as me and Dave was. It would be we don't want to see a full house or a clean sweep of any brand. It's not.
No,
and this is
got to be kind of realistic. There's a lot of stars in both companies, a lot of top wrestlers, a lot of top performers.
Yeah.
So for me, WWE is the biggest company. May always be the biggest company. It's the most established. It's been going the longest. But there's some great wrestlers in both companies, and I'd love to see something like this.
I'm also gutted that none of us booked Eddie Kingston on the card.
Yeah. I thought about him this morning. Another one. But I was doing that with AEW guys. Another one would pop up and another one would pop up. But then, as I say, the more I thought about it, I had a WWE foil for every AEW wrestler I could think of. And in the end, I think 18 matches is enough.
2 nights, 18 matches. I think, that would be enough. Eddie Kingston was one. I mean, obviously, I know I booked Claudio and Yuta in the Battle Royal because I just couldn't put them anywhere else. It's hard
I tried to steer clear where I can. I've got the Lucha Brothers in the tag match and they Ring of Honor tag champs. I tried to steer clear of Ring of Honor where I could.
Yeah.
So I kind of Claudio was champion. I kind of left him to one side.
But who was you could have accompanied Mox out?
Yeah, he'd have a role in the night. Same with Yuta. I'd quite happily put Yuta in a one-on-one match. I love watching Wheeler Yuta, but you can't book everyone. But who would you book Kingston against from the WWE?
That was my next question. I don't know.
But one guy that I've just thought of, and we haven't mentioned him or his partners, is Big E. So maybe Big E Kingston would be.
I was going to put New Day in that ladder match.
Okay.
And I should have done. I should have made it 5 because we're talking best tag teams in the world, and because of their title reign, they do get classed no matter how silly or what you think of them.
Yeah,
it would have been Xavier and Kofi though, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, I could have put them in. I was thinking about it.
Yeah,
I was thinking about. No, it's hard because Kingston is. I don't know. I always class Kingston as a serious wrestler. Do you know what I mean? Like a serious heart on his sleeve guy. I love Eddie. I'm a big Eddie Kingston fan. I think his promos are absolute. I mean, listen, he might not have the look, and he gets body shamed a lot. He doesn't necessarily have that look that would make you think. But he's got that. He is a tough New Yorker. He's a typical New Yorker, as I like to call it.
How about Kingston Gunther?
See, that would work. I just don't think the match would be as good as if you put him in a ring with a Danielson or who? Would you put him in a ring with?
Gunther. I'll put him in with Roosh.
So, yeah, I think those are. I don't think Kingston and Gunther would just be a good slapping contest. But in terms of like an actual match, if you wanted to match that would like a Forbidden Door kind of match, he has to go in a ring with someone like that or Danielson for me. I couldn't put him in. Kingston's just such an awkward one. Do you know who I'd like to see against? Bully Ray.
Yeah.
Impact with him.
Both New Yorkers on there as well.
And both good on the stick. Both have got, the match wouldn't necessarily be fantastic, but it would, I think that would work more so than Gunther. I just couldn't think of think of a match.
Sheamus Kingston.
Yeah, that would probably work. Sheamus would work with Kingston, I think. I'd like to.
I did have the Hardy Boys wrote down at one point for the tag matches, but particularly because Edge and Christian were in there as well. I was trying to fashion a match like a TLC, but you look at how many tag teams are, and I know KO and Sammy are traditionally single stars, but they're current tag team champs. So I could have put them separately, but I decided to go with the current AEW tag champs, the current WWE tag champs, the current Ring of Honor tag champs, and then the Street Profits, Aussie Open, and Edge and Christian. Yeah,
it is so difficult to do this. Like, if because there is so much talent in both companies, and it's making the match. I would say making it people want to watch the match. So you could put Brock Lesnar in there with Wardlow. Yeah,
I think that'd draw.
Yeah, that's a feasible one. But again, I forgot Brock Lesnar, so I can't say anything on this one. But I could do a lot. But guys, honest. Go on.
Yeah, I did. I mean, Adam Cole, the Undisputed Era with Britt against the Judgment Day. That kind of came to me this afternoon because I'd got the women's match in, and unfortunately in AEW, some of the women aren't as established from a story point of view as in the WWE. As you say, you got the 4 horsewomen, so I could have easily put Bayley in. And there's others, Selena Vega. I could have put in, and Alexa Bliss. So there was a lot I could do, but they couldn't really match it up for AEW. Statlander's only just come back. Serena Deeb's disappeared. So I wanted to get some more women on the second night. So I wanted to get Rhea and Britt Baker in the ring together.
If anything, I might have done something like put Marina Shafir in with Ronda Rousey or someone like that.
Yeah, I totally forgot about Ronda.
Alexa Bliss is pregnant, so it would be a bit difficult booking her at this stage.
Yeah, anyway. She should probably avoid walking through any forbidden doors at the minute and stick with hospital doors.
Yeah, hospital doors. Yeah, exactly. Well, guys, that is it. That is our Forbidden Door. It is coming up in a week or so's time. For
26th of June, mate.
26th of June. There you go. It's not long away. Get on to that. If you've got a Forbidden Door, if you've got any of your matches you want to see loaded up or any dream cards from the WWE versus AEW, let us know. But for now, this has been the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast. I have been Adam Cousins. He has been Dynamite Man Dave DMD. And we will see you again soon. Goodbye.